good afternoon, as the case may be. I'm Brendan with Bathworth and Bronson Coffee. Thank you for tuning in today. Let's see, check 1, 2. Everybody hear me okay? All right. Let's take a look here at the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're so glad that you could be with us. There we go. All right, so today we're going to be doing something really special. Give me a shout out in the chat and say hello if you can hear me, if you're listening. Today we're going to talk about a brand new coffee. This is our Ethiopia Guji Shakiso. I'll show you a quick shot of that. Let's see here. No sound? Okay. Hang tight. We'll get that sound going for you. Thank you, Joshua. Okay. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Brendan Smith with Bathworth and Bronson. Welcome to our live stream today. We're going to be talking about one of our brand new coffees. Now, let me get that pulled up for you. That is the Ethiopia Guji Shakiso. Tasting notes on that are nutmeg, mixed berries, and clove. So very exciting coffee. If you're just joining us, give us a shout out. We had to restart the stream a second ago, so let me know if you can hear me now. You should be good to go at this point, and we'll keep going with the brewing demo. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Ethiopia Guji Shakiso, and actually what we're going to do is we are going to make an iced version of that coffee. I'm getting a phone call. Don't call them that. We're gonna make an iced version because it's really hot here in Florida. I don't know how it is for you guys in Washington or in Georgia, but here it's really, really hot. And so we're gonna do a little iced version. And Josh, can you hear me now? Just want to make sure. Somebody give me a comment, let me know if we are good to go on sound. Hopefully yes, I'll just assume positive. Okay. So what's interesting about this method is we're going to actually do an iced coffee, but we're going to use the Chemex brewer to do it. So I'm going to show you how we do it, and then I'm going to show you a really neat tool that I found that will help you do it even easier. So the first thing we're going to do is pull out our Chemex filters. That doesn't tell me anything. Still not sure if you can hear me, but I'm hoping you can. Okay, we're going to keep going. Not yet very quiet. All right, let's crank up the volume on this bad boy and see if that helps any. Let's see. How about now? Is that better? All right, let me know if that's a little bit better. You should be able to hear me a little bit better now. All right, so continuing on, and again, sorry about the little volume issue there. So we're going to take our Chemex, which I'm going to slide into camera here. And the first thing we're going to do, let's switch it to the tight shot of the Chemex. First thing we're going to do, as always, is rinse our filter. So I'm going to place my filter into the Chemex, and I'm going to give it a quick rinse. And we just do that so that we can get rid of any papery taste that may be residual from the paper filter, but it also warms the vessel and seats the Chemex. In this case, however, you could actually just rinse the vessel without warming the Chemex because we are not so interested in the Chemex being warm. I just did that out of habit, but I didn't use very much water, so we're fine. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that water. And now what I'm going to do, as I spill water everywhere, let me get a towel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ice into the bottom of the Chemex. So the way this recipe works is we are going to split the weight of the water that goes in our brew, and we're going to put 60% of that as hot water, but the other 40% is going to be ice. And we'll put a link in the description, but there's this really cool calculator that you can get online, and I'll show it to you up close so you can see. And what it allows you to do is it's following this exact recipe. It's going to let you, let's switch it to that one. It's going to let you put in your final weight, and then it'll tell you what you need in beans, ice, and hot water. So I'm going to type in 500 ml, half a liter. It's just a good amount for a nice tall iced beverage. It's telling me I need 32.5 grams of beans, 200 ml of ice, 300 ml of hot water. So we'll throw a link in the description so you can see that. But a cool little calculator for this recipe because it's a really popular recipe for doing this. So I'm going to put my Chemex on my scale. Put it back where you can see picture in picture. And then I'm going to take my ice. And I'm just going to put my ice directly into the Chemex. And I've weighed out 200 grams of ice. I'd show you, it says 200 on the scale, I promise. I'm going to put my filter back in. And now I'm going to add my beans. I'm going to tare the scale. I'm going to add my, so normally we use about 60 grams of coffee per liter. We're going to go with 65 grams per liter, so a little more coffee and a little finer grind. So I've got 32.5 since I'm cutting that recipe in half. And you can tweak it to your liking. So let me grab some extra hot water here, because I have some sitting on the kettle staying warm. And let me see if I can move this other camera to a better spot. Uh-oh. My computer did not like that move. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can still hear and see. I lost my monitor.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Thank you, phone. Okay.
No problem.
Shh. Seriously? Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Ah, there we go. Okay. So we can still see. Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little tighter shot of the Chemex. What we're going to do now is we're going to tear off the scale, and we're going to pour the additional water, 300 grams in the top, And we're going to let it go a little longer than normal. I want this to go for a full 45 seconds for the bloom. So, we'll pour about 90 grams of water, 90 mil of water in the top. Give it a little swirl to incorporate. And I'm just going to let this go for a full 45 seconds. Let's turn this camera out. Camera's a little askew. Okay. The reason we're doing the longer bloom is we want more chance to extract flavor from the coffee because less water is going to pass through the brew. Some of our water is ice, and that's going to flash chill it, but it's also going to melt down to get to the right consistency. Okay, so it's been 45 seconds, so I'm going to pour up until we get all the way to 300. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in this coffee, African Naturals make amazing iced coffee. Amazing iced coffee, especially if you like it black, because they contribute really fruit-forward, delicious flavors. So I'm just going to give that a little swirl. And now, you guys can see that what we're doing is as the coffee is brewing, it's melting the ice. So the hot water is dripping down over the ice and causing it to melt. And when that's complete, the idea is that 99% of that ice should be melted. Okay, so again, we'll put a link in the comments if you'd like to buy a bag of the coffee. This is our brand new Ethiopia Guji, naturally processed, just started roasting, and it is fantastic. Tasting notes are nutmeg, mixed berries, and clove. Check that out. You can see we're just waiting for it to drain. And as that hot water hits down here, it's instantly cooling off. So it's kind of flash chilling. And it's also diluting to the right consistency. So those are the two kind of goals that we have with this method. Nice thing with this little calculator is you can literally put in whatever you need it to be. So you can even do it by the number of beans you have. So if you have, say, 20 grams of beans, you can put in 20, and then it'll tell you how much water you need as ice and how much you need as hot water. So there'll be a link for this in the comments section if you want to check that out. So what's the difference between iced coffee? This is iced coffee. This is not cold brew because we didn't use cool water to brew it. So that begs the question, what's the difference between cold brew and iced coffee? The main difference for me is that when you make coffee using hot water over ice, as long as you get the recipe right, which we're doing today to get the right dilution, what you end up with is a much livelier coffee than you get from a cold brew. So everyone always points out that cold brews are low in acid, which sounds good if you have stomach issues with acid, but acid's actually really good in coffee. It contributes those delicious flavors that make the coffee lively and tasty and make it not so flat and dull. So in this case, we're getting more of those good acids that we want that contribute those sweet and fruity notes. They're kind of brought out a little bit more. So I'm going to give you a close-up shot of that bed. Look at that. Good stuff. Now I'm going to discard the filter. And you can see as I swirl, there are very, very few ice chips remaining. Very, very little. It's almost all perfectly melted. And it's interesting because it's actually still hot up here, but it's cold down here. So that's the perfect amount of dilution. Now all you have to do is take a fresh glass of ice and pour it right over. There's a logo up there for you. Pour it right over the ice. And look at that. You've got an iced coffee that cannot be beat. Sorry, my camera got knocked out a little. Let's see if we can fix it. There we go. You'll never want another iced coffee. It's sweet. The little bit of nutmeg and clove is definitely coming through here. The mixed berries. It's not like a flavored coffee. Of course, we don't do those. It's just a party in your mouth. Refreshing, like the way a really good iced tea is refreshing, but it's your coffee. But it's got all the strength, all the brightness. Really, really good. Just so you know, we did an early release of this in our VIP Boosters Club, the Batdorf Boosters Club. If you join that on Facebook, you can get early access to coffees before they release. So check that out. Right above my head, the Batdorf Boosters VIP Coffee Club. And of course, we got our Guji today. Delicious stuff. And as always, with our videos, we're doing 10% off for anybody who's watching the video that makes a purchase. So if you want to bag up the Guji, or if you want the Chemex to brew it in, we also have the Chemex filters. Don't forget about those. You'll need them. You can get 10% off a whole order at batdorfcoffee.com. Should be right there. Use the code WATCHANDLEARN10 for 10% off. Because we appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm down here in our St. Pete, Florida training lab. We'd love to have you stop by sometime as we open up again soon. And in the meantime, make yourself some delicious iced Guji and join us. Let us know how you liked it. Join us over in the Batdorf Boosters group. And we'll look forward to seeing you there soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I will, well, let's check before I sign off. I will real quick check to see if there's any comments or any questions. And then I will sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you soon. Talk to you later. sorry about the technical issue. Very thanks for your help. Exclamation point. Hey, Carrie, this is Brendan Smith with Bathroom for Bronson. So sorry I missed your call. I was actually doing a live stream on Facebook. But I'm all done now and available if you'd like to give me a ring. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Thanks so much. Talk to you shortly.